Great greetings, people of the sky, and welcome to Battle of Tactics 2. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. 13 players, fought for prizes, fame and glory. We are looking at some of the best parts from their replays. While Capu is showing us that you don't have to run to be fast, I like to tell you that there are links to this event, as well as to Skylords Reborn in the video description. We start with Nomad like a lot of other players, with a mine as support, and we saw a lot of mines. I mean, really a lot of mines in the first camps, and very nice micromanagement to keep these nomads alive as long as possible. Other fire players went for the Sunstriders or the Firesworn. The Firesworn good in dealing damage against the ground units, but not that good against the flyers. In the Shadow department we saw the Nox Troopers, not the best pick against the medium counters of the enemy. Very interesting tactic to have an offensive wall here to clear the camps. And Frost went for Snowball of Death, full of Master Archers. And last but not least, Nature went for the Windweavers. As soon as one camp has been cleared, some players spawned in some tier 2 units to kill the second camp. We also saw the Mana Wings, a very mobile unit, very good on this map to intercept the Disciples. Why intercepting the Disciples? Well, if you don't do this, you have to deal with an additional XL unit. Knowing you're already tier 3 at this point, so it's not too hard to kill it. But to avoid this, Bridgediff and SRBN run over the whole map just to intercept them. A strategy was to keep the spawners, cause as long as they are not destroyed, no harder waves will spawn, so you have an easier time defending. This was now the hour of the tower. Crossplayer had to have 5 buildings in their deck, so why not use that slots for some defending towers. Let's check out the top left camp next. Here we saw also some similar tactics between players, with the Lost Horror and additional spell support. The Protector's Seal is here a very nice card. Towers could be also a very good pick here. And we saw even some Corsairs. You don't have to use XL units, L units like the Ashbone works also very fine. And probably one of the best picks would be the Swarm Drakes, which are XL counters. Well, and we saw a lot of Magma Hurler. And a lot, really a lot. Over 100 Magma Hurlers, to be specific. The more interesting tactics here in this camp were probably the use of an anti-air cannon from the lower part of the map, to kill the dragon before you go even in. Using enlightenment to have very strong fire dragons already. Using the lost bandstone to avoid the fight against the abomination. Flying around the camp, kill the spawner and not dealing with any units whatsoever. Or one of my personal favorites, using the Mindweaver. Take over the abomination, then use the spell Warrior's Death to increase the damage of the unit, and as soon as the spell runs out, the abomination will die. Shout out to Waterman Lord, who went all the way and killed not only the units, but also destroyed the complete wall. Next is the bottom left camp. A lot of players went for the same strategy like in the top camp, even using the same units. If you have leftovers, why not? Also a lot of players went first for the low camp before then going to the top one. So yeah, we see the return of the Ashbone, the Lost Horror, players who went first to the top camp, used the tier 4 orb to spawn him some tier 4 units. We saw the big snowball cannon for some support. And we saw also the Oracle Mask in use. A lot of players went also for the kamikaze attack, going in, killing the spawner, die. Or leave, depending on how many HP. The rifle cultist range was also coming in handy. And two of my favorites for that camp were the nether warp into the camp, followed by a fanatic assault on the spawner, and then wait till the units killed their own building. Or the Bloodhorn, using the ability followed by a stampede and then casting the retreating circle the hell out of there. Last but not least, the last camp, and this was a tier 4 fest. So everyone went in with a lot of big units and big tier 4 spell support. We saw a very close clear here by this Grimrine and a lot of healing spells. When I watched the replay I was not sure if this is going out well. And this was also the moment where we saw a lot of the random cards from the deck, like the Twilight Curse, Green Peace, the Holy Shrine, or Twilight Warfare. At this point the last thing to do was to kill the spawner from the beginning, which some player kept alive till this moment. And this concludes some of the strategies from this event. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Till then.